What is up, investors? I'm Jason, and I'm taking a look at all the EV stocks right now, and it's looking like they're all pretty much up for the most part at the moment, which is a great thing because EV stocks have been taking quite a hit here lately, and looking like that there's some potential here that we can be seeing them go back on track to start trending back up, which is great because this is an area that I like investing into. So anyways, let's cover this. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor and be sure to smash, destroy, and annihilate that like button because that helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm and it helps spread these videos to more people that might find them interesting. Also subscribe if you have not already. And if you are interested in being a Patreon and joining the private Discord, I have that link in the description. Thanks to all the Patreons. All right, now let's get to this. So with the way that the market has been lately, it's really nice to just hop on and just go, oh wow, everything in my EV watch list right now is completely green. It's been a while since I saw that. So this is really nice to see right now that every single one of them is green. There's no red in there. I love that. It's just great in general because we've seen a lot of the stocks in general that we're watching have just been tanking. A lot of them have not been doing well. So hopefully this is it for a correction and we can start seeing things hopefully be moving back up from here. That'll be really great. So of course we're going to first talk about Tesla because that's the big dog as far as all EVs goes. And and then a lot of things that are related to EVs in general, a lot of the hype behind it is obviously thanks to Tesla as well. But over the last 3 months, we're seeing that Tesla is starting to trend back up from where it had dipped down quite a bit. And if we really were to pull back like 6 months on Tesla, though, we can see that Tesla was just on this massive uprise. So it was due anyways for a correction. And things are starting to move back right now, but it was a little bit slow getting there because obviously there was that recent news that happened. I'm sure you probably have heard about it, about a accident involving a Tesla Model S, a 2019 Model S, and that was a tragic accident. Feel sorry for the families of that, but there was a possibility that maybe the autopilot feature was involved in that accident, and it turns out from what Elon Musk is saying that that car did not have that engaged, that feature was never purchased, and there's probably more at play there with that. So be interesting to find out what actually happens with that. There's mixed stories going on between investigators and on what Tesla and Elon Musk are saying, but all in all, in general though, Tesla is making some positive moves now, going in the right direction that we need it to, which is great, and it's great for all the EV stocks that we're going to be talking about here. And also worth mentioning is that Tesla has an earnings report that's going to be coming out on April 26th. So if we have good news with all that and everything's positive, another big catalyst for the rest of the EV stocks that we're going to be talking about. Now let's talk about Lordstown Motors, ticker symbol RIDE. Now this one has taken quite a bit of beating. Now this was a SPAC stock, and after it went public and then finished its merger with the SPAC company, things haven't really been going too well for this one because lately it's actually taken quite a bit of heat from a short report, which has led into an investigation with the SEC, which is not a good thing at all. We've seen the stock now come from a 52-week range of $31.80 and $8.79. So not good. It's right now it's still in the very, very low territory, actually in a lower price than where it was in its beginning SPAC stage. So this is priced very low. At the time when this stock was coming out, we were thinking that they were going to have their truck to be available at sometime soon in the not too distant future, and now it's looking like that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Their truck actually had a bit of problem on it, one of its test drives a while ago, actually catching fire, which is not good. And then the whole short report claiming that they probably were trying to make their sales look better for their pre-orders of their truck, which is also not a good thing. And so this thing has come down a lot, but there might still be some potential. There's definitely a management problem within this company, which isn't good. So hopefully this company can stay afloat. I know a lot of people are invested in them, and it would be great to see if buying into it at this price could lead to potential big gains in the future if things do go as planned, back to where they were, looking like they could possibly begin a truck out. Now, the next one is Workhorse, which is connected to Lordstown Motors. The previous CEO of Workhorse is the current CEO of Lordstown Motors. So a little bit of trouble there. And Workhorse is seeing having some heat as well, because they are a large owner of Lordstown Motors. Actually, they own about 10% of that company. And Workhorse has also had its own problems with missing their contract with the USPS, which was a big catalyst that a lot of people were investing into them for, thinking that was something that was going to be a possibility of happening. And then there was a possibility that maybe Workhorse could still get that contract. But where Workhorse is sitting at right now, it doesn't really look that good at the moment. But if we look at Workhorse's 52-week range, we can see that over the last 52 weeks, their stock has traded between $42.96 and $1.94. So it's come up a lot still from its 52-week range, but nowhere near from where it was back on its highs there not that long ago. So hopefully things do turn around. That would be great. But I'll be honest, it's not looking as good for Lordstown Motors or Workhorse at this moment, with all the news that has come out with them recently. But hopefully things do turn around, and buying into them at this price right now could be a good thing, hopefully, for everybody that is holding on to it. Now let's talk about one of my favorite EV stocks. As you guys know, NIO, the Chinese electric vehicle company. I love this stock. I was in this the first day that it went public. All my original investors, you guys know that. NIO has taken quite a bit of a hit here recently here in this year, but it was doing so well. If we were really to pull back from the last 6 months to get an idea here, NIO just had this big uptrend going on. A lot of EV stocks that in general leading into the new year, the election was a big catalyst, with extra spending being into EV. Even though that NIO is a Chinese stock, there was just a lot of hype in general with all EV in 2020 that we saw so much movement, and we saw a lot of movement going into this new year, into 2021. But in reality, if we're looking at NIO, I'm not really scared about this stock dropping so much. I think that there's so many great catalysts with NIO in general that this stock is just going to continue making some moves back up, and it's probably going to happen here very soon, in my honest opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see NIO going back to the prices that it was at before, because the catalysts have just gotten better and better for NIO. Obviously, there's a whole shortage going on with the whole chip thing that's affecting all these EV stocks, but NIO does have their batteries as a service and all that stuff that is just a money-making machine that is going to continue growing for this company, and we can really be seeing some positives with their financials here soon, which wouldn't be surprising if that's not going to be coming up on one of the next couple earnings reports that they start putting out. But anyways, looking at NIO, the price that it's at right now is the price that they were at back in November. And if we were to look at the 52-week range of this company, I mean, just get an idea of the momentum here over the last 52 weeks. This stock has been trading for as high as $67 and as low as $2.91. So, and that just goes to show how much craziness has been going on being a shareholder of NIO. It's just been amazing. But definitely a lot of great things we'll be looking forward to with NIO, in my opinion. NIO will also have their earnings here in about a week. So on April 29th, we will be able to expect NIO to put out their earnings, and I'm expecting that to be really good. So something else to look forward to with NIO here in the not too distant future. All right, next we have Xpeng, the other Chinese electric vehicle company that is a big competitor with NIO. Now, Xpeng's stock price was an interesting one, because unlike a lot of the other ones that started seeing a lot of their pullback in February, Xpeng actually saw theirs at the end of November. This one was going up like crazy. It went to its highs, and then it had some pullback, and then it started moving again going into 2021, like all the other EV stocks did, and had its pullback in February. But Xpeng does have a couple catalysts to look forward to. They will be having their earnings coming out on May 6th, so we have that to look forward to. And then we have another really interesting big catalyst to also look forward to, and that is that they're looking to get into the, other than being in the electric vehicle market, they're looking to be in the flying vehicle market, which separates them a little bit here. And that's an interesting thing that they're looking to do there. And as far as Xpeng's 52-week range, right now it's currently sitting more towards the lower end. For over the last 52 weeks, it's traded between $74.49 and $17.11. So it's currently priced more at a better price, in my honest opinion. It kind of just cuts out a lot of that fluff that went on there back in November. All right, the next one, Li Auto, the other Chinese electric vehicle company out there, one of the top three, NIO, Xpeng, and Li. But Li, very similar mirrored image as Xpeng situation. The stock went up a lot in November of 2020 and then had pullback and then had a little bit more of a run going into the beginning of 2021 and then a lot more pullback. And Lee's probably hit a little bit harder actually in their stock performance than Xpeng. But at the same time, if we look at their 52-week range, it's between $47.70 and $14.31. But some catalysts to look forward to with Lee is that Lee does have a earnings report that's coming out on June 2nd, but I'm expecting that they're probably going to take a little bit of the positivity that's going to be coming with NIO's and Xpeng's earnings reports. So hopefully we have some good news to come to Lee from that, and hopefully we will see more positivity within their stock price given that information. Now, as far as the other EV stocks out there, we have Fisker, ticker symbol FSR. This one's starting to make some pretty big moves here recently, but I haven't had any real luck with this one. I invested into it, didn't really have any good luck, but it did make a lot of movements in February and March. But a lot of that was attached to the whole Wall Street thing. There's a bit of pumping there with this stock, but they have said that they do have about 14,000 pre-orders so far for the vehicle. Not sure if those are like how serious those pre-orders are, though. That's the big thing. So, but this is one to follow, but it's one that I've been the least excited about because I have never honestly had any luck with this stock in general. But we have Lucid Motors, which is also Churchill Capital, TCIV, but it's in the process of doing its merger here soon with Lucid Motors. And this one, same thing. This one had a lot of momentum going in February, and then it came crashing down. But this one, where it's at right now, is more so where the original investors in the SPAC, they weren't trying to just pump it up. This is about where they were actually buying into it more. So it's probably more at a better spot. But this is one that you'd want to buy and hold for a long term, because this is still a long time out, in my opinion. They're not going to be putting out any vehicles anytime soon, and they're doing construction. They're still working on still getting everything dialed in with their production and all that stuff still. So they're still very much in the early stages of their vehicles. So investing into Lucid Motors is still a long ways out, just like Fisker is, and Lordstown Motors and the other ones. Now, just kind of jump through a couple of these real quick. NGA, which is another SPAC that's going to be merging with Lion Electric, hopefully. That's starting to see some momentum up. Probably did bottom out. Now, we saw this one starting to really climb up in November, December, when it was announced that they were going to be merging with Lion Electric. Now, Lion Electric, they're in Canada, and they're also right near me here in Sacramento, California. And what they're actually doing here in my area is they're building school buses for one of the school districts here in my area. So I do know that they're building products because I made a video on that, and I did show that they had some school buses in their back lot. Worth checking out if you can go through my probably 50 videos or so back. But anyways, this one did have a lot of momentum, same thing as the other ones. This one was in January and then had a lot of pullback in February with this. But this is one I'm a bit excited about, and I'm actually happy to see that there is some pullback going on. I don't know exactly when the merger is going to be happening with this, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see it going on soon. Could be a good catalyst for it. Now, as far as everything else related to EV, we have PSAC, which is going to be merging with Faraday Futures. Bit of controversy with Faraday Futures, so you can definitely see the volatility within the stock price. I just recently talked about Plug Power, but I really like Plug. I really like the stock, but I'm not going to talk too much about it. But a lot of potential there with Plug. Great one. Now, to sum up the rest of this video, the two EV charging stocks, ChargePoint and Blink. Now, these ones have seen a bit of pullback, but now I think these might be back on track as long as things start moving again with EV and things are going right, because these are definitely tied to it, even though they are just charging plays. But EV in general, as it grows, that's the big catalyst for these two. And I think ChargePoint's the better one of the two over Blink, but Blink still definitely does have a lot of potential. Now, ChargePoint doesn't have a earnings coming out until the end of June, on June 30th. And then as far as Blink goes, they're going to have their earnings coming out much sooner. We have that to expect, looks like on May 19th. So we have that to look forward to here soon, in a month from now. So now, as far as EV goes, I'm thinking that we're probably going to start seeing these things go back up. That's what I'm thinking, as long as one of the big things will be if Tesla does have a good earnings report, which is actually going to be coming out on April 26th. So we have that to look forward to here very soon. And if that is good news, I think maybe we'll see these other EV stocks also start moving upwards as well, and get everybody positive again about investing into EV. So anyways, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you think that we'll probably see these things trend back up with Tesla? I'd like to know. So as always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. New videos coming on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.